What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. We got a round table going. We got the boys here.
Oh, yeah. Bow.
Wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Guys, we're very excited. Comic-Con's in a week.
Yay.
And actually, by the time you see this, Comic-Con's in officially 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
For anyone who edits.
Yeah. So,
what was yesterday?
we will have a schedule of our appearances at the table, which is in aisle F2 in Podcast Alley. We'll have that posted up on the Facebook. I know I'll be there all 4 days, but, you know, schedules are going to vary and everything.
I'll be there 3 days.
All right. What happened to that finger? You don't like that finger?
I'll be there 2 days.
It's too much to put in the stink, so you just,
Fair enough.
be generous,
You don't want to, right.
No,
So
you want to hurt it.
look for our schedule up on the Facebook real soon. And speaking of Facebook, before we get to this week's comics, we got a couple of questions going on. Captain Sweatpants wanted to know which of the DC B-list characters do we think could actually make it in the new DC 52. I'm particularly enjoying Animal Man. Actually, I think that's my favorite book that I never would have picked up had it not been for, you guys and everything.
I'm not really reading anything that's B-list.
All right.
I have hopes, but I don't know what will.
Well, maybe Justice League Dark.
Stormwatch would be nice, but
Is anybody giving a fuck about Grifter? I know this is the guy that came over from Image and Jim Lee's Wildstorm and everything.
I do, but
That herb of a fucking motherfucker in high school that used to think he was Grifter.
oh god, that's bad. Yeah,
Roger knows exactly what I'm talking about.
he's great in Wildstorm. I don't know how he's gonna be in DC. There's no Team 7. There's no IO that we know of right now.
You owe who?
International Operations.
Uh-huh.
It's like the CIA of Image.
I.O.?
But they're missing a letter.
No,
Or
just IO.
E.I.E.I. Oh.
His was better.
He's a Met fan.
Yeah.
So he got humor.
What does that mean?
Yeah, personally, I really do like Animal Man. That seems to be my favorite. Swamp Thing, it didn't really do too much, but we got that in here to review. I actually like Animal Man enough that I might go pick up the old Vertigo issues and see what, I'd like to see a darker series with this character, so I think I'm going to backtrack some.
Right.
Sam Mahoney
takes place at night, so it should be okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sam Mahoney wanted to know which our favorite new DC book is.
New? Like,
Yeah.
since the new 52?
Yeah, since the new one come out.
I like Batman. I like Batwoman.
I like Batman a lot.
Batwoman,
actually.
but Batwoman isn't new. It's the same shit as last year, except they fucking finally printed it out.
Right.
Not that I'm bitter about that
Calm
shit
down.
at all.
It's okay. Take a breath.
How's it taste, motherfucker?
Detective.
I wouldn't put that as high as like one of my favorites, though. I really did like Batman. I like Animal Man, like I just got finished saying.
I like the first page of Voodoo.
Voodoo was good.
Voodoo, that Voodoo that
Have you
do
seen
so
Voodoo?
well? I have not seen Voodoo.
You ever seen Voodoo? Just
No.
the first page.
Let me see. Naturally.
I hope so.
Just in case you guys want to know what Ramon's talking about there, we'll pop that scan up.
Movies.
Did you
Always
even bother to read the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
He picks up the ball.
She's another Image crossover.
I'm still
Wall
going
Star.
with Animal Man. Actually, this is a character that I'm really enjoying. Like I said, I never read it before, and it's really serving it's an easy transition for me for somebody who's never read this book before. I know nothing about the character except for maybe a few stints on JLA Unlimited and maybe like 1 or 2 issues I saw him in the comics. But other than that,
They
gave me a really good introduction to the character.
Before the relaunch, they tried to push him out there. They did. I think he was involved in 52, and he was out in space with Starfire and shit.
He doesn't seem like a character that should be in space.
Well, that's the thing. They weren't doing him right. They were trying, but I think Morrison worked with him for a while and tried to do something good with him.
Unless he's a bird.
But DC just is so convoluted that that's why they did the relaunch.
Which brings us to this next question from Craig Rippon. Wanted to know, could somebody please explain the DC 52 to me? I picked up Justice League and it reads as if the world is discovering metahumans for the first time. I picked up Batman and Aquaman on you guys' recommendations, and it seems that the world is aware of these heroes and that they had just, they have all their histories intact and they're the same as they've always been. So what is the point of starting the careers of some over from scratch and others midway through their histories? You guys have any insight, and will this all blend together at some point?
Same as it always.
It pretty much, I guess it was, I don't know if this decision came from on high or if it was, a decision by the writer personally, but Grant Morrison, which I'm actually enjoying this book. Action Comics is taking Superman from like day one. I know.
Yeah.
I'm as shocked as you are. I don't understand it, but it's not like I hate everything
Alive.
Grant Morrison does. Just like 95% of this shit he does. I like the JLA book that he did, Earth 2.
Joe?
He's taking Superman from basically Jump Street. He just arrived in Metropolis. It seems like he's a bit more of an arrogant asshole than normal. And I heard a legend from somewhere, might have been you, might have been Steph, Penny Dreadful, that said he seems to have spent less time with the Kents. Maybe they're both dead now, so he didn't have.
Yeah, there's less of a human
Penny said that.
upbringing supposedly.
I knew that it came from this area. That's how I couldn't remember.
From your left side?
Yeah.
The sexy people sit over here.
Yeah.
So if he spent less time with the Kents, it's obvious that it can be inferred that he did not get the hayseed at mom's apple pie upbringing that we're used to from the Big Blue Boy
But
Scout.
does that mean that he was older when he came here? Does that mean that he just was like a latchkey kid? Like, I don't understand what that means, though. That he spent less time with the cats.
He wasn't raised in a goody two-shoe apple pie Americana family.
But where was he raised then?
He was still raised in Kansas and Smallville and everything, but
Excuse me.
in the Superman that we knew, he came to Metropolis, but his parents were still alive. He still had that, let's say proper upbringing.
He was grounded to Earth. So
I know.
He had a deeper connection.
But if let's say his
now?
parents die while he's in his teenage years or something like that, in his formative years, maybe he stays on the farm for a while or something like that. We haven't met the Kents yet at all.
Right.
And surprisingly, in this book, he doesn't even seem to have a clue as to his entire power base yet. It seems like he's just getting used to it. He has no idea who he is. He just, in this book, which was actually really cool, Lex Luthor is kind of torturing him he electrocutes him with like 10 amps and some million plus volts of electricity.
Did they show him crypto?
I don't know if that was crypto. It looked like a fucking goat.
It looked like a horse.
But if that was crypto,
if that was crypto, that's fucked up.
that's a fucked up panel.
Yeah, that is.
Not that I put it past Morrison in the slightest. But, so far I'm genuinely enjoying this book until, of course, we find out that his father, Jonathan Kent, was really General Zod in disguise, who was working for Darkseid secretly in a nefarious attempt to blow up the Earth because it obstructs his view of Venus.
I don't know about him not knowing the breadth of his powers yet, because he's always had his, like, it just doesn't, it's not like he's a mutant that it's activated when he's a certain age or...
True.
You know what I mean?
No.
But he's still only leaping tall buildings at a single bound. This is like reading literally Action Comics #1 from the start again.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always have to give Morrison. I mean, his ego drives the books too much. He puts himself before the characters, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a loss of respect for the character he's writing. But he does an exorbitant amount of research into the character. And it's obvious he went back and
too much
read,
sometimes.
Very true. He'll pull out some seriously obscure shit.
Batman. He fucked. Anyways.
Which, I'm enjoying this one. I don't even want to get started on that. But to go back to answer the question, it seems as if it's up to kind of like the discretion of the writer. In this case, in Jeff Johns and Jim Lee's JLA, we are seeing the characters, how they met each other. And then I'm sure after maybe the first story arc or so, it'll catch up to modern continuity.
The relaunch it's a universe-wide relaunch. It's not just a new issue. It's like we redid some major shit, so we have to explain a lot of shit.
Because
there's no more crisis. None of the crisis has happened.
Thank God.
Yeah, but
Action Comics is Superman from day one, but Superman is Superman now.
From day...
the world is used to Superman. He already works at the Daily Planet. There's a whole bunch of other continuity things going on with Lois Lane taking over the Daily Planet. The Daily Planet goes digital. Bullshit. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. She needs to die.
Okay,
you just want to kill everybody.
I want her and Aunt May.
You might be a serial killer waiting to happen. You just want to kill women.
Yeah.
Well, with love.
In comic books only.
Perhaps he wants to kill them.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Anyway, I liked the fact of Superman, he's being tortured by Lex Luthor, and I really, really liked the last panel with Lex Luthor's on the phone with somebody, and you're like, you don't know who it is, and he's like, you get the idea that this person on the other end of the line is telling Lex all about Superman, and then they show the final panel where you get a load, and it's Brainiac.
Which
that was
is cool.
A cool idea. That was great.
Only works in the issue 2 because it's a fucking prequel.
Well, you might as well start Brainiac right out of the whole gate.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. If he's the guy, if we're going with the Brainiac blew up Krypton route, which we should,
Have him right there.
This is let these two be the first villain, because if there's anybody that's gonna menace Superman, it's Lex Luthor and Brainiac.
Yeah.
And we have one more question
And then
from
Mr. Mixoplex, and we're good to go.
I like Mixoplex. I always did. I thought he was a funny character. Batmite I could do the fuck
right
without. But,
yes, Batman was a mistake.
Yeah. We got one more question from Matthew Seth, who wants to know Quicksilver versus Flash in a foot race.
Flash.
Flash.
That's obvious. Flash can beat Superman.
He's the fastest man alive.
Yeah. He can travel faster than light, for God's sakes. Quicksilver is a bitch in blue tights.
His speed allows him to time travel.
Oh, Flash, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at Reverse Flash. He could age himself because of his speed.
Right.
That's masterism. Speed Force is way better
Yep.
than a mutant chromosome shit.
And I mean, Quicksilver fucks his sister.
Only in one universe.
No.
Ultimate, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, man. Them two were too fucking close on the Avengers in the 616 universe.
That is true. You got a point. You got a point.
Detective Comics issue 2. Also cool. Now, this was a good follow-up to the first issue. Do we have... Who's the doll maker? Is he a character that's been established?
I don't know. That name sounds familiar. And for a while there, I thought it was the characters from Morrison's run on Batman.
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
Pig and all that motherfuckers.
but no, it's not.
But it's not.
Isn't it great? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
So I'm...
Oh, Pigman?
It's like that,
This
it's
is
like that never
pretty
happened.
good shit.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But the end, you assume it's, what's his name? But we don't think it is, right? Can't
Well, according to the end, now they show
I don't think it is.
a fucked up faced Jim Gordon. This doll maker guy apparently likes to just cut people open.
Yeah.
And, sew skin to each other. So this might be Jim Gordon, or it might
Everybody
be
needs
the
a hobby.
Joker. It might be the faceless Joker under there. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't
be
think
either way,
it's not Gordon.
It can't be Gordon.
As much as I'm kill happy, you don't kill Gordon.
I agree.
it was a quick thing. He just left Gordon, too. How quick could he have done that?
Right.
The doll maker, right?
Some guys are quicker than others.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe he's really fast with his scissor.
Maybe.
Who knows? Also, guys, here's a little tip from Pete. If you don't have a pizza cutter, a scissor works just fine. Swamp Thing issue 2. This book basically, I don't know dick about Swamp Thing, I'm telling you right now. But what I don't know, I don't think I like this, period.
Are they dancing on the cover? What's going on?
They actually are. They're doing tap, hop, shuffle, shift, ball change. Didn't think I fucking knew that shit, did you? Basically, this is going like the route that Straczynski went with Spider-Man a few years ago. Remember where he was destined to be Spider-Man? And there have been other Spider-Man beforehand?
Oh, God. Okay.
That's what this is. Alec Holland was always destined to be Swamp Thing. There have been other Swamp Things that once they're done being Swamp Things, they retire to the Parliament, which I kind of picture like Treebeard and the rest of the Ents having that little meeting in the Two Towers.
The ends.
Wow, you got old.
That was my
He's
favorite.
got 100% geek in this
Second
one.
one was my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But and then all the Swamp Things talk about the new Swamp Thing, and that's what they do. But now this is one panel, I don't understand this, but I want to read this to you real quick. But the villain is really sick. Like, they're trying to establish a new psychotic arch enemy for Swamp Thing, like they did with Ezekiel and Moreland and Spider-Man.
Is he a lumberjack?
Yes. When someone touched the green, but beneath the true man, blah, blah, blah. The accident in your lab, the explosion, this is a Swamp Thing telling Alec Holland this. Right. The accident in your lab, the explosion, it didn't transform you into Swamp Thing. It prevented you from becoming Swamp Thing. None of us knows the Swamp Thing you might have been. He has never been seen. So what the fuck was he? He was just a dude covered in weeds? I don't understand that. Like, because he wasn't part of the green.
Sense. It's like nobody knew Wolverine.
That makes sense. No, explain, Lucy.
Think about it. It's like...
Explain yourself.
Nobody knew Wolverine's full healing potential because he was covered in fucking adamantium. So his healing wasn't necessary half the time, and it kind of affected him. Once he lost his adamantium, he healed like crazy, instantaneously almost. Same thing with this guy. This motherfucker had his experiment
that's the only
done.
reason why he's able to have the adamantium, because of
the healing factor, and it was busy working on that. So this got in the way of him reaching his full potential.
Him being Swamp Thing got in the way of him being Swamp Thing.
Like he never went to college? Is that what
like instead of learning to be a martial artist, he just grabbed a gun and used that.
Uh-huh.
So he never got better. He just opted out for the easy way, which is a gun, or in his case, a green plant living thingy.
But it's going with some, like, he was never truly connected to the green or whatever.
A lot of words.
It's very wordy.
A lot of words.
The villain is cool. It's like the anti-green. It's like this like decaying monster thing
It is some
that
tree-hugging
turns
shit.
everybody's neck the other way around. It's some sick shit.
When the EPA
But
be his villain?
it's not interesting enough for me to keep reading. If you do like Swamp Thing, please keep me updated. I would love to know what actually is going on, but I don't think I'm sticking around with that one.
Wow.
Another one, I was hoping for something different. Men of War issue 2. This is a Sergeant Rock story that I told you about last month. I thought I was getting a war story out of this, and now all of a sudden he's meeting like this mystical goddess Circe, and he's flying through the sky and
mystical
shit.
goddess.
How the fuck are you mixing soldiers with goddesses, man? I expected something totally different from this. Mind you, I've never read a
Well,
Sergeant
when you
Rock
think
book.
about it, I mean, to be devil's advocate,
He wants us to think about a lot of stuff this day.
where did the story of
Thinking hurts the team.
the story of gremlins and shit come from? A lot of soldiers.
Gremlins, the little guys.
Yeah.
There's no I in think.
Actually, there is, and I'll tell you where it is.
Oh.
Whoa. So, I mean, soldiers see and or believe a lot of things that normal people don't because of the situations they're put into, because of the fucking chaos and anarchy they live through. So, and on top of that, soldiers also have a history of believing in gods and shit, like Ares and Spartans
That's
and such.
Yeah, but.
But she's talking to him, and she's dressed in robes, and she's not properly
Listen,
colored in.
I don't give a fuck. She'd get it.
I didn't like it. I liked the first
You
issue.
come
I
to
thought it
me
was a
half
war
naked,
story.
I'll worship you. You're fuck.
It's happened before, right?
Yeah. A female.
Ah.
Like Kat Dennings. Hold on.
It's Animal Man.
What about a female that used to be a male?
No.
All right.
You draw the line at $2.99?
Animal Man 2 continues to be a really sick book. I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
I haven't flipped through this shit.
Go right ahead. There's these otherworldly creatures that these
Ew.
demon things that are just these hippos gave birth to them. They entered our world through the hippos' vaginas because that's how like most babies enter the world, is through hippo vaginas. And then they like take over the bodies of these 3 zoo security guards and then eat the security guards. And meanwhile, Animal Man and his daughter are journeying into this place called the Red.
Right.
Which is inside of a tree, which the tree is green, so I'm not sure where the color variation comes in.
Yeah.
So what is Animal Man running into Swamp Thing?
Basically, if the tree dies, if this mythical tree of life dies, and I have a feeling that those 3 creatures are going to try to kill it,
Right.
then everything dies. So it's pretty much up to Animal Man and his daughter, and the daughter
Raises
talks.
dead,
Yeah, it raises.
Why does
dead
she have a big
animals.
A in her chest?
I have a big A in my chest.
Why does she have a costume?
I don't have a costume. I just have an A in my
Why
chest.
does she have a costume?
Check him.
I'm not checking him.
Check him.
It's a cool story, man, and he's bleeding in the
Yeah.
tattoo of the tree of
Yeah,
life
across
and everything.
his face and chest.
I'm really glad I went out and picked that
You
up.
sure?
Huntress issue 1.
Of
6. It is not an ongoing.
this is
not.
yes, that's what I said about that. We need to scan that.
Do you feel that this is?
It's good artwork.
The artwork was
This
great.
is DC doing women dirty.
This is DC apologizing, I think, for doing.
They
women
ain't
dirty.
apologizing shit.
There's a good shot.
Here's your
I think
fucking
shot.
bone. 1 of 6. Suck it up. Suck a dick.
I think what they're doing, and you just pissed off a lot of women.
I'm defending them. This is wrong. They
Why is it wrong?
They have a lot of great female characters, and they're not pushing them for shit.
Well, what do you want her to do? That's a good shot.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's a really cool shot.
But it's a sexy shot. At the same time, it's a strong female character as opposed to the Hua, the dim-witted fucking Hua that they turned Starfire into.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she was
Catwoman-
always whorish.
Was she?
Yeah, when she first started, she had to kiss people to learn their languages. and
But
shit.
she was like.
That was whorish. I'm sorry. When
that's
she
pretty
started,
whorish.
Don't you do the same thing though?
yeah, but that's a lie.
Was she
I
actually
just
like
didn't kiss
that?
people.
Like
That German broad?
just arbitrary about sex and shit like that?
She was always open. She was like a intergalactic hippie.
Uh-huh.
She was open about shit.
That's a
like that.
euphemism now.
That's pretty
That's
funny.
semantics.
So I mean, she wasn't as whorish as they say she is now, but
Yeah, but she's not whorish in this. She's whorish.
No, not at all.
No, she's
that's
not.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Is like DC
it's-
got so much backlash for Starfire's character,
A lot.
Oh,
and
you
for
must
in Catwoman, she was in her underwear in like
Yeah,
the
but
entire
Catwoman's
first panel of
always
the
like
picture.
What do you call it?
At the same
But, I mean,
time,
at the
but
same
like,
time-
go ahead.
women are always half naked in comic books. Early on, they weren't as
Because the
as
fan
voluptuous.
base that most comic book companies cater to are big dummies like us.
Yeah, I know.
Big horny
With
dummies.
dicks, not women.
Yeah.
So,
But have you seen the way they draw men in comic books?
They draw them,
which is kind of like telling us,
Unrealistic.
hey, this is what you're supposed to look like. This is like our fucking.
But who's like? Is anybody complaining about it though?
Well, yeah,
About
DC
the
got
women?
a big ass backlash for
fuck
that.
From who?
Everybody.
From a lot
Except
of
you.
women's groups, even a lot of
You're too busy crying about the
regular
mess.
readers
Saying what though?
that it's
too
fucking
sexy?
sexist.
It's sexist.
Come on.
Starfire was fucking stupid, man. I'll be the first. I didn't notice a problem in Catwoman because I probably was too busy looking at the fucking bosom.
They make male characters that are like big dumb,
No, but
Where did he go, George?
They're a lot more
Characters.
overt with women.
All right, well,
These comics
lot.
are like our fucking what's a women's magazine? Help me out
Maxim?
here. Vogue and
Yeah.
no, not Maxim.
Cosmo and shit.
Cosmo. Yeah, these are our Cosmo.
Yeah,
This is telling us what we're supposed to look like. Fucking Wolverine and Cyclops and all these jacked up motherfuckers.
Well, we don't look like that.
No.
Is that why there's no mirrors down here?
That's why we just ate 2 fucking boxes of pizza for lunch.
What do you have for lunch? Hamburger. What do you have? Box of pizza.
It's 5 of us, 16 slices. Do the math.
Back to fucking Huntress for a second. This was actually a very strong female character.
She always has been. The only time she was
Always.
stupid was when she was the fucking daughter of Batman from an alternate reality.
Dude, did you say that all in one
That
breath?
was one
Yes.
breath.
You were very upset
There
by
were no
that.
comments.
It was
on that
wrong
at all.
because her and Power Girl come from the same alternate reality. Power Girl's another bitch is fucking being treated wrong. She's fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but Power Girl
Is she even in the new DC 52?
Not yet.
She comes
Alright.
off as stupid though. Power
But
Girl.
I haven't read Mr. Terrific, which I refuse to because he's like a token black man. And
Talking or
I heard
Token.
talking black man.
token.
I was gonna
okay.
say like, whoa.
And
Easy there.
he
Racist.
she should show up in that one because of the Justice Society connection, but I
Right.
doubt it.
Well,
You know what the problem
gonna pick 'em
I
up.
find with this?
Yeah.
And now that I know it's only 6 issues, I'll probably stick with it.
Yeah.
But if this was ongoing, I don't like Huntress enough to give a
I
shit about
wouldn't get it
ongoing.
if it was on.
See, that's the shit. Push her. I mean,
But
Marvel
I don't
did
care.
it for
there
Marvel
are
did it
so
for
many
Nova.
female Batman characters. We got Batwoman, Batgirl, fucking Ingula Sorda, the Huntress. If this was if this story was a Batman book, I'd be into it. Go figure.
Huh?
Well, she goes to Italy to stop.
Why would you be into it? There's so many other bad women in the universe.
Because they write her more so. This is
She's
this
closest
is
to
actually what I would be
Batman.
looking for in a Batman story. This is him solving an actual crime. This is him on the streets protecting people, not necessarily from supervillains. That's part of what I liked about Punisher Max was it was the Punisher fucking up regular ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see a book devoted to just Batman fucking up regular criminals. That's part of what I like most about the Batman story and not so much detective. I want to see him beat up rapists, muggers, fucking mob bosses and shit. People into human trafficking, which is what goes on here.
Human trafficking and guns and stuff.
Anyway, that's DC for us.
Schism.
Let me
Salute.
Thank you.
Thank you, Voodoo.
X-Men Schism number 5. Pretty much Wolverine and Cyclops beat the snot out of each other.
Hands on the table.
They and then they get saved by the very kids that Wolverine was trying to not make fight,
I had that
which
scanned
further pushes Cyclops' point that these kids should fight.
Yeah, they should, but that's the whole life they live. They don't know what it is to be a kid.
I
So
agree.
what are they fighting for? Just to live?
They make a point so you see both points of
Yeah, you do.
Wolverine and Cyclops' argument, and whatever. And then at the end of the story, Wolverine just says, "Look, I'm leaving. I can't do this anymore."
You could have skipped this whole fucking
could've did
5
that in
issues. What is
issue
it?
one.
$3.99 each?
Yeah.
That's what? $20? Mm-hmm. Fuck that. Get X-Men Regenesis, which comes out sooner than later.
Next week.
Yeah.
It'll recap everything in like.
It'll
a page.
recap everything.
Yeah.
Get the last issue of Uncanny X-Men and then start a new shit with Cyclops' mega fucking team.
It's
which
the
is
same
like
team.
Cyclops has all the heavy hitters on the
It's
team,
like
and Wolverine has
X-Men
the
on
kids.
steroids. X-Men, he has the kids at the Jean Grey Institute of Higher Learning.
Yeah, they went back to Westchester.
I mean, get over this bitch. She's been there for a couple of years, dude. She never fucked you.
Oh, Jean Grey?
Yeah, the most she gave him was a kiss. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, they. Oh well, I'm an Ultimate Universe. Too, right?
The Ultimate Universe, hey, how you doing?
Actually,
But-
I just saw an article on Newsarama about the top 10 comic book characters that will probably make a comeback or just are kind of.
They're always saying she's gonna make a comeback.
She's been dead almost 10 years now. That's a
Actually,
long ass time for
Yeah,
Jean Grey.
she's been dead for a while, and something happened with the Phoenix Force that
But they always have her coming back.
it left Rachel, it left the Cuckoos, it left a couple of people. So they're assuming it's building up towards it, but
Whatever. I don't like Wolverine's new team. I don't like him teaching kids. I don't like the idea that I'm probably not going to get that they're going to just fuck up my X-Force, which is my favorite X book at this point.
I think he's still going to do X-Force.
I hope so.
They're just gonna keep.
I think he's going to teach him like fighting, and I'm hoping because of
It would actually make a pretty cool idea to have him still do X-Force, and now not only is he keeping it from Cyclops, but he's keeping it from these kids as well,
Bless you.
who, they're looking up to him as more like a father figure, and then what if they find out about X-Force in a future storyline, and they're like, well, you're doing everything you told us not to do. Like, you're fucking out there killing people.
It'd be nice him sneaking into the mansion like late at night, covering,
Pulling
washing
like
the
a
blood
Peter
away and
Parker
shit.
yeah.
But I mean, he's 100 years old. He should use his vast experience to teach his kids that look, don't fuck up, don't go like I don't know. And also, while he's going through this shit in Wolverine, he's going through his own separate shit. Which he runs into the woods and doesn't want to deal with humanity no more.
Right.
Continuity, really?
like Pete did.
Which brings us to the other half
They're gonna
of...
do a continuity be damned. That's what they're gonna.
Craig Rippon also went on to say, by the way, that was an excellent segue. Just the whole continuity thing. Brilliantly done.
We had moments.
One of the things I used to like when I was a boy reading comics, at least Marvel comics, was the feeling of continuity that a Marvel book had.
Yeah.
A book like Alex Ross's Marvels could not have worked as well with DC because DC didn't have this sense of linear history that Marvel used to. Marvel seems to have abandoned that or lost it. Continuity has been sacrificed for the sake of sales. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The world is too big now for continuity like that.
I forgot somebody did ask us how long till Marvel does a relaunch.
God, I hope not.
I don't think they're gonna do it
I don't think
anytime
they'll do
soon. But
Marvel's never actually done a system-wide reboot.
No.
DC's done it 4 times, 5 times by now.
Yeah,
Marvel's never done it. Thank God.
they've cleaned house. They did X-Men #1 with Jim Lee, in which they fixed the X-Men again.
They had characters make deals with the devil that never should have happened.
Wow.
Which storyline was that?
I don't remember.
Remember the whole clone thing?
Yeah, I know.
They
Yeah.
had to, yeah.
It was a jackal.
But I don't think they're gonna do a relaunch. I think they're watching the sales, because you can't see it, but he's writing "kill" over and over and over again.
You gotta go through the paper
I'm calm.
So
to make it even.
I don't think Marvel's going to do any kind of relaunch. I think they'll just, continue on with what they're doing. It seems to be working for them so far. They have another whole stupid event lined up after Fear itself.
but I think Marvel does. To go back to another old question, push their B characters better.
Absolutely.
Like,
I don't know any DC
Nova's
characters.
coming back.
Really?
They showed up a teaser.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had a whole list of teaser characters. Good.
And he's coming back, and that's about fucking time. They brought back Black Bolt. They should have brought him back first.
Yeah.
The other thing was Marvel's continuity back in the 60s and 70s was written by Stan Lee for the most part. The man wrote every fucking book that the company put out. That doesn't happen anymore. Now you've got characters wanting to do their own thing, and for creative licenses' sake, the company lets them.
I think Pete.
Well, listen, if they got these motherfuckers, the architects, all standing together in a photo shoot,
Marvel needs to redefine what the fucking architect is.
They need to just say, "Hey, look, we're all here taking pictures. Let's make sure we're on the same fucking page."
Right, they are.
Yeah.
Well, they literally,
But they're not
they
doing
literally were. But
If you want to make a fucking Marvel Architects variant, how about Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, John Romita, Gil Kane? These motherfuckers are the architects of Marvel, not these fucking jerk-offs that they see on the covers now. No offense to Dan Slott, I like your book, but
If we run
you're
into
not a
anybody
Marvel
next
architect.
weekend, they're in trouble.
well,
Just blame me.
Yeah.
They're not architects.
I think they want to
They're not.
have.
At the very least, they're renovators. I'm sorry,
I think
Steve, that's
every-
like the 4th time I
that's
cut you
okay.
off. Go on.
I forgot what I
All right.
was going to say. No, I was going to say that I think every writer wants to write that character, so that's why the continuity can possibly.
Right, you just kind of have to accept that this is a fun story, and that's how I'm going to read it as. That's all. X-Men 19 concluded. It was a pretty short story, surprisingly
Couple
enough.
pages, yeah, a couple
of
of
issues. Now you didn't like this. First of all, I just want to say
No, I
the
liked
new
it.
Doom had an agenda
I liked it
of his
overall.
own.
No, I liked it overall.
Doom
We just had
always
one
has
little
an
thing that
agenda.
And what was that?
that Doom gave up that orb or whatever it was. Doom wouldn't have, unless he thinks he's going to get it back at some later date. He's not going to just give it. How could he give up all that power? It doesn't seem.
Well, who he gave it up to?
He gave it back
Dr.
to
Nemesis or whoever. No, Reed.
to give to the people to keep it in that dimension. It wasn't coming to our dimension when they went home.
He'll fly back one day and get it back.
What's the thing? Like, it just seemed like the character
It's
of
out
Doom
of
wouldn't be able
character
to give
for him.
it. Like, he wouldn't help himself to give that back.
But at the same time, he gave even Magneto said the same thing. He
Magneto
was
said,
surprised, like you just.
"I'm surprised you
giving
gave that
me-
up so quickly." It's like that's what heroes do.
That's what heroes
it
do.
Didn't seem. It seemed like that didn't seem like Doom to me. But everything else, I mean, overall the story was good. But what he said was maybe that was just, couldn't think of an ending. So
Right. Well, how we can't have Doom turning on people and then turning on people and then turning on people.
right.
I think they just kind of ran out of ideas and they had to end this for the sake of Schism and Regenesis, so it had to just
But
end.
it was good. So the art was pretty good. So.
And you can't. The only other problem is like Doom was, stationed in Freedom Foundation, Future Foundation, whatever the
FF,
fuck that
yeah.
thing is. So he couldn't have turned against them yet.
Yeah, he still has
Otherwise,
an agenda
they could have done a whole other issue, and now Doom has the thing, and then they have to fight Doom.
Well, if Doom had the thing, then the story would have continued.
Right.
Or morphed
And then-
into something else. Right.
Wouldn't have concluded, but
But the throughout the Thing Wolverine dynamic was good.
genius.
They make reference to the fact that like
When they leave each other, he's like, "So, see you at Avengers Mansion."
we're way too many.
We're way
teams.
too many teams. That was a good.
And like Wolverine saying to Thing, "Come on, you want to say it, come on," and he says it's clobbering time.
X-23. I didn't read this one yet.
I think they're going in a horrible direction with her, like worrying about her soul and all this other shit.
They're still on that, but
demons.
like,
yeah,
hey, she killed people. Get over it. You killed people.
They did that with the New Mutants with Eliana Rasputin, and she's been fucking stuck in that rut ever since then. They've done a trillion X Inferno, X
Yeah.
Infernus, and they're gonna do that with her, and she's a great fucking
Once
character.
they get to the next story arc, it should be. But the artwork is. I like the artwork. The artwork is good.
Severed from Image. I actually kept picking this up, and I shouldn't have. This
Wow.
book is taking way too long to get into. It's basically about some ghouls. I'm not sure if they're vampires or they're just cannibals or whatever. And they're taking way too long in introducing this kid and
Aren't
his friend.
vampires technically cannibals?
What did I eat?
Not in most stories. No, they just drink blood. Cannibals, you have to actually eat the flesh.
Really?
Yeah.
Picky?
Yeah. The story's just taking way too long to get into. They're introducing this kid who's traveling across the country to find his father. He gets to one place, his dad's not there. Now he's got to go back where he came from. And it's like, get on with it already.
I think now Scott Snyder's doing that, and he's doing Swamp Thing. He's the one who's doing American Vampire.
Okay.
I
That's
think
hot.
he's probably spreading himself too thin. That's probably what it is.
I don't care for that story at all. I was hoping I would, but not even in the slightest. Here's another one I was hoping for. This cover is very, very misleading.
Chopper?
Chopper 1 from Asylum Press. I thought it was going to be a simple story about a cheerleader who saw ghosts.
Save the cheerleader, save the
no.
world?
Yeah. The
that's
cheerleader's
awful.
a drug
That's
dealer.
okay. I
She's
missed
not
it.
like your typical fucking happy-go-lucky cheerleader. And then all of a sudden, this dude who's a headless biker comes out and kills these people. Because, I mean, where would the world be without headless bikers?
Is that supposed to be like a headless horseman?
Oh,
course.
God, of course it is.
Because nobody comes up with new ideas. They regurgitate shit, those nasty fuckers.
So instead, it's the Headless Horseman on a fucking Harley. Big, flaming, hairy deal.
Good taste.
It's a one shot.
And the artwork is fucking horrible.
Covers
Yeah,
it.
we were mentioning that earlier, how the cover is so gorgeous and the artwork just drops so much.
Speaking of that, I was really hoping I'd like this. The Theater from Zenoscope came out this week, and it was
The promos were fucking
awesome
great.
looking.
Awesome shit.
Why didn't you get the other cover with the boobs on it?
they actually didn't. This was the only cover they had with the dude with the zombie, and basically this guy and his girl go to the movies, and then I'm pretty sure for the next several pages you're actually watching the movie where this zombie outbreak, the zombie infestation breaks out, and then they have a war against the zombies, and they stop the zombies, but then there's this heartwarming tale of one zombie's left, and he bites this kid's father, and the kid.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you can stop. You can stop talking about it.
Fair enough.
It's
The
garbage.
kid's dad turns into a zombie, but then here's the kicker.
Convoluted.
Here's the shit kicker.
Oh, this is a shit kicker.
Yeah, so the kid doesn't kill his dad because he can't bring himself to. The zombie escapes, and assumably the war's going to start all over again.
I would've shot him.
The movie ends. The people walk out. The guy and the
This
girl
is a
walk
movie
out.
that they're watching?
This is the movie that they're watching in the theater. Title plot.
Data.
But now they walk out,
Data.
and this fucking maintenance guy comes in, and everyone else in the theater is fucking dead. You're gonna tell me you didn't notice that everybody else in the theater was fucking dead?
The lights were out.
But then the lights go on at the end of the film.
What do you mean he
Like,
didn't notice?
None of them noticed. The guy and the
None of
girl.
who? They just
It's
walk out like la di da.
It was okay. Talking about the movie. It smelled a little funny in here, don't you think?
You know what? I've done things in theaters and nobody's ever done.
Oh, Johnny.
I'm just saying.
Chill out there, Skip.
That one time, the Pack Theater. Just saying. No.
No?
No.
All right. So I was sorely disappointed in that. I'm still going to get issue 2 just to see if it continues. Because I'm stupid. Because money burns fucking holes in my pocket, and I like dumb shit. But it's fucking stupid.
Well, then you'll love that.
Don't fucking buy it, guys. I was hoping it would be scary. The artwork is decent when they're watching the movie.
Oh.
When it's like 2 different artists, like different styles.
Giving them conflicting things. It was stupid, don't pick it up, but I'm going to get number 2.
I am going to get, but they know already. I'm telling them not to buy it. I'll get it, keep you posted.
We pick up shit. It happens.
Yeah.
We pick up shit they won't have to pick up shit.
Sometimes I like to give second chances. It's important. And end this one on high note for you.
Sure.
Chew is sexy.
Sure.
He got fired from his job from the...
He got demoted.
Well, demoted, I guess. He got transferred. So now he's basically like a traffic cop.
Is that where he's on the Segway?
Yeah. But he comes across, he's a traffic cop, but he comes across a crime scene and he's like, tasting blood and tasting oil
and fear,
So he stops a plot from happening. What were they drugs or something like that? I forget what it was.
They robbed the bank.
Yeah. So he actually comes home, he's like, finally I had a good day. And then the next page is, what was the next page? Something funny, right? Oh, he's like, I had a good day to his girlfriend. Yeah, and then the next page is like him just getting the shit beat out of her by like.
He has bad luck, almost rivaling Daredevil.
So, and his new boss is like the complete opposite of his old boss.
Loves him.
The whole team loves him. So.
Chew is a constant.
His power is not a secret, right? Everybody knows what he can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Layman did this so that, because if you have another 5-issue arc of like another thing, it'll probably just kind of like. So I think that he changed it just to kind of spice it up a little bit. But his daughter was kidnapped by what's his name?
The Scottish guy.
Yeah, the big guy. I can't think of
the Adam lookalike.
by the Adam doppelganger. So
that's funny.
That's a side thing. But
Still enjoying it?
Yeah.
Good. 21 issues in, man.
Yeah, you'd think.
Pretty good run.
Have you read your trade?
Which no. Right around Christmas or so. I haven't read Girls either. Thanks for the loan, but haven't read them yet. So, guys, we will see you next week at Comic-Con. Like I said, look for, on Facebook, we will pop up the schedule of when we're going to be there. Anything you want to say, let us know. Questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement. Be sure to follow us on Twitter because we give a couple of reviews. After we're done reading the book, we'll just let you know if it's good or bad or otherwise.
Right there, Twitter?
We twat on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week at Comic-Con. Aisle F2 in Podcast Alley.
Oh, it's Aisle F2. We're F2.
You said Aisle F2.
We're fucked too?
Yes.
F you. See you next week.
There. They're about that shit at all.
Okay. Take a breath.
How's it taste, motherfucker?
Detective.
This is unacceptable. How did they bounce back so fast?
Where's my date book? Right here. Yes. We'll have to wait, little Harley Quinn. But not for long.
You threw a pen at me? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bracement. We got a round table, finally.
You said bracement?
Yeah.
I did say Bracement. I did.
We should start. The beginning of the show should be Pete's Basement, cross it out, Bracement.
This is it, guys. This is the last week before Comic-Con. I know everybody's pretty much excited.
Well, by the time you see it, it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It'll be in 2 days,
2 days,
actually.
yeah.
Depends who edits.
Making a lot of noise, Steve.
It's not for me to
Not
say.
there. That's an eyesore.
Yeah.
Stuff it in there like everybody else does.
Whoa.
Leave it alone. Ah, yeah. I saw it. It's like the eclipse.
Put in the nozzle and start turning it. Because the bigger one had a special nozzle and shit. So I'm like, alright, whatever. It wasn't working, but the air was still coming out after a while. I tried holding on to it. Some idiot. I could fix it. My hand was like in this grip for a couple of minutes because it was so fucking cold.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds pretty
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's probably giving us the high five. HIV. High five.
Wow. Anyone caught you after that? Yeah, we did, right?
All of us. 3 angles. Did you pick that up? You did?
I've heard that from somebody gave that to me, but I never heard it
Whoa.
prior to that.
Neither have I.
You like that one, right? Feel free to spread that around.
Whoa.
I still
The
get it.
expression, not the disease.
High five. Oh, like numeral unos.
Yes. Numeral.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
Because I'm stupid. It's the